Okay, so good morning, everyone. So most of you might know me. I am Rahul from the Department of Information Technology, LICET. So I will be your instructor for the next 10 or 10 or 12 days. I'm not sure of how long will it take, but we've planned it for 10. So we will be looking at how you can develop cross-platform applications with Flutter. So does anybody have an idea of what Flutter is? If you can get me started, then that would be great. You can speak now. Just turn on your microphone and speak. So, do you have an idea of what Flutter is? See, I cannot be teaching you. You have to speak up because this is not a theory session. We are gonna do like dirty programming, like so much of programming for the next 10 days. So I want you to speak. I want to know each and every single person of you. I want to know you. Only then we can do this. So I want you to speak up. Do you have a rough picture of what Flutter is? It's okay if you are not right. Divya, no idea. Okay. And others? Like just a brief picture. Okay, why are you here? That's the question. So, what do you expect from this workshop? What do you expect? What do you think is the course outcome? Okay, yes, that is for sure. I'll give you a full picture of how app development works. Anything else? No. It seems like you wanna stay, mom. If you are gonna keep quiet like this, then I will leave instead. You all can say I will leave instead. Okay. So this is the agenda. So this is the agenda for today. We'll be seeing what Flutter is. Then we'll be installing the Flutter software development kit on your computers so that we can get started with what app development is, with what with what it takes to develop Flutter apps. We will install that on your computer, and then I will be giving you an idea about what kind of applications you can develop. Like if you take a mobile app, what kind of strategies do people use to develop mobile applications? I will be telling you like a brief picture while you install because the installation will take time. So when that happens, we will be setting up stuff and we'll be just having a brief discussion of how you can develop apps, what kind of strategies people take to develop apps. Then we will be generating our first application. Just that's under codes. We will be generating our first application. Then we will build our first app, the Hello World app. Then we shall just see what it took for us to build the Hello World app. We'll just dissect through the entire application. We'll run through the code and see, like, we'll just try to analyze what that is. So, are you ready? Can we start? Okay. Elizabeth, Nihal, Naveen, Kritika, Rashmi, Preeti. hmm Alina, I think you were there for the software, for the computer science boot camp, right? Okay. So, can you tell me what software is? No, my question was, what is software? Okay. Any other opinion on what software is? Uh, yeah, partially right. Any other opinion on what software is? Question is, what is software? tells how the computer to work. BPN. Stylus commands given to a computer. Okay. Uh, okay. I'm expecting a very specific phrase. Daniel. Yeah. What is software? That's right. Uh, I would just like to make something very clear to you. Okay, so let's say you are typing something on Notepad and you're saving a .txt file, or let's say you're working on a PowerPoint presentation. So you are seeing a presentation right now, now. So let's say I am doing this PowerPoint presentation and I'm storing this in my computer. So is this PPT file a software? So do you get this question? Let's say I am working on a PowerPoint presentation and I am saving this PPT file, .ppt file on my computer. So is this PPT file a software? Do you consider this as a software? Okay, Andrews and Gokul Kumar say it is software. So what are others' opinion? Do you consider a PPT file as a software or not? That's the question. I want all of you to choose one side. So is it yes or no? How many of you say yes? Okay, how many of you say no? Nobody says no. Okay, Francis, Asmit Khan, Kirti. Okay, how many of you are like இங்கிட்டும் இல்ல அங்கிட்டும் இல்ல நான் வந்துட்டு சென்டர்ல இருக்கிறேன் அப்படின்ட்டு. Okay, so all of you have a picture. Like, so people who have said yes, you're right. The high level picture of what software means is whatever data you store on your computer electronically, that is software. So it need not be just programs. Programs, of course, they are a subset of software. A software is a big picture. Programs are a subset of software. Let's say you have a PPT file, that is software. Let's say you have a TXT file, just a notepad file, that is software. Software is whatever form of data you store in a computer electronically, digitally. That is software, right? And very specifically, software in the context of programming is a set of instructions or a set of programs that tell the computer hardware how to work, how to function. So, for a layman perspective, software is any form of data that is stored on your computer. For a programmer, for a software developer, software means a set of programs or a set of commands that you write which instruct the hardware how to work. Do you get the big picture of what software is? Yes or no? So a software is not just limited to Notepad, PowerPoint, not just the programs, not just your Google Chrome. Even if you have a HTML file, that is software. Last week you all were developing HTML files, right? Index.html. Index.html is a software. It's not a file. It is a file, but on a high picture, index.html is a software. Whatever data you store on your computer is software. So that's the big picture. I think we can start. So this is a very famous quote by Satya Nadella. He said this line during the commencement of Windows Azure, I guess. So when this cloud platform was introduced by Microsoft, he said this line: "This is a software-powered world." Is this right? Does anybody object this? You know, even let's say you're gonna buy food. What do? Open your mobile, like take your mobile, go to Zomato, Swiggy. That's what we do, even for food. Let's say you're gonna, if people are there, what getting chocolates from Amazon. I used to go to the store and get, but people are like, "Illa, I can do it from my mobile." So they open this Amazon pantry, they buy chocolates, they buy Pringles, and like they buy everything from the internet. People are no longer being on the physical world. Everything is happening on the internet itself. Everything is in your palm, right? This is a software powered world. This statement was given like 6 or 7 years back. So I can make a small change to that. They're no longer called software, they're applications nowadays. Is this right? So the line which is there, a bit smaller, that is my addition. Do you agree with my statement? You no longer call these as software. Amazon, I'm sorry, like once upon a time, you used to do Amazon on your computer. You open your browser, go to Amazon.com. But what do people do now? They have it on your mobile phone itself. You just open your mobile, go to this Amazon app and buy stuff. They are no longer software, they're applications. The motto of this workshop is to develop applications, not software. Of course, application is a software, but we are gonna focus on mobile first strategy. The world is shifting towards cloud first, mobile first. So we are gonna develop mobile applications, which will of course run on other platforms as well. We will talk about that later, but this is the objective. Let's set our objectives right. We are gonna develop mobile applications with Flutter. Is that clear? So why are we here? The question is, why are we here? Like, why are you here? Why am I here? Divya Darshini? Okay, you can speak up. நான் மட்டும் பேசிட்டு இருந்தேன்னா you will get bored. You will sleep eventually. See, we planned for 4 hours a day. Okay, well, initially this workshop was planned for 4 hours a day. Then people started objecting. They were like, 4 hours is too much. We'll limit it to 2 hours. So I want you to speak. Only then we can have a maximum sync. Only then I can deliver whatever I know to you. நீங்க interact பண்ணலைன்னா things will not work. All right. So we'll just go through a bit of theory. We'll go very fast. So question is, what is Flutter? I asked this question to you, nobody responded. So I'll give you the big picture. Flutter is not a language. Flutter is not a language. Flutter is a framework. Flutter is a SDK. What is SDK? Software Development Kit. You were installing your Android Studio and you were installing the SDK components, right? Inside your Android Studio, you were installing something called as the Android SDK, API 30, Android SDK, API 29. What is that? SDK stands for Software Development Kit. So we are gonna develop with the Flutter SDK. We won't be using Android SDK. We will be using the Flutter SDK. I will tell you how to set up stuff on your computer. So that's the thing. Flutter is not a language. Flutter is a SDK. Flutter is a framework using which we will be developing our applications. Flutter is very new. Flutter was introduced back in December of 2018 in the Google I/O. So somebody told me like I had a teacher who told me that Flutter will be the future. So I started learning. I believe that Flutter will be the future, and yes, it is. Flutter's community is growing every day. Day by day, Flutter's community is growing. People are switching from native application development to Flutter-based app development every day. People are switching. The reason is you have single code base. Like write one program, you can run it on your Android phones, you can run it on your iPhone, iPad, iPod, your Windows computer, your Mac OS. Web, like web means your index.html, right? Your web development. You can run your Flutter apps on the web and even on Linux. So let's say you have a Linux computer, you can write your Flutter app and run the same application on your Linux computer as well with zero changes in code. You write one code and you can run your software on literally any platform that exists now on the earth. Again, Flutter is not a language. Flutter is a framework, and the actual program is written in a language called as Dart. D-A-R-T, Dart. Flutter and Dart are two different stuff developed by Google. Flutter is the framework, Flutter is the SDK, Dart is the language. So you don't have to learn Dart if you are getting started with Flutter. You don't have to learn Dart. You will grasp how to program in Dart as you learn Flutter. So the prerequisites of this course is you should be having some experience some familiarity with a programming language, preferably Python or Java. If you have some experience with Python or Java, you will find this course easy. You will grasp that very easily. So if you have zero idea about what programming is, then this workshop is not for you because starting from the fundamentals of programming will take quite some time. So if you were present for this year's bootcamp, then you should be having some familiarity with Python. So I think Daniel must have taught you the basics of JavaScript as well. So if you have that picture, then that would suffice. You will grasp what Dart is as time progresses. But you have zero idea about programming, then I'm sorry to say this, you will not benefit out of this workshop. So any questions about what Flutter is? That's the theory, Flutter theory, that much. So do you have any questions about what Flutter is? Why is nobody responding? Silas and Fabian, the same stuff again. If people are not responding, then feel free to remove them. Okay. So this is the stuff. 100% unified code base, 100% cross-platform, and 100% native compilation. I think the first 2 points will make sense. The last point, native compilation. Just ignore that for now. We'll talk about what it is at a later period of time, maybe like after 5 days. Let's not talk about what compilation is at this moment. But yeah, 100% unified code base. What does this mean? You write one program, make zero changes, and run the same application on any platform. What is platform here? Platform refers to your Android or your iPhone or your Windows or your macOS, Linux, your web browser. These are your platforms. Make zero changes and run the same application literally anywhere.